Hello there, and welcome to a new episode of The Power of Surrender with Hugh, where every day we take a card from the Power of Surrender deck here by Dr Judith Orloff, and I chat with you about it to give you some inspiration and food for thought in these challenging times we're living in at the moment. So the card we have today is Surrender to Non-Action. And it is a very interesting subject, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to not do anything. And it sounds like a contradiction, but we'll discuss it more now. You'll see what I mean. And it's funny, just come up in my daily cards over on Instagram the other day. I got a card called Nothingness, and it talks about the same thing. So it says here, surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. There's a great guy on YouTube called Aaron Dowdy, spiritual guy. Really like him very much. He's got some great videos. But he had one in particular that I really liked, where he was talking about people being very needy, and they're like, I really want a person or a thing or whatever. And it's so true. It's such an unattractive energy when people are desperate. And this is talking about, instead of chasing after people specifically, that's what the card is kind of referring to here, just kind of like step back and relax. It's one of those things that is starting to resonate with me a lot more now, is the whole idea of if people are things are supposed to be in your life, they will be. And trying to force it to happen or to come together is doesn't help things, and sometimes we want it now. We want things to move now, and there is a time for inspired action, and absolutely, but today we're not talking about that. We're talking about the ability sometimes to, instead of like, okay, I gotta do this, instead of forcing it, just sit back and let the universe unfold things for you. It's something that that again over the past year or so I've just started to understand, is that sometimes you can push things to happen or to move forward, but sometimes that things unfold in a much better way than you could possibly imagine when you don't push, when you have the courage to just take a deep breath and just step back. And it takes courage and it takes patience. But I think the thing that really helps us in non-action is just really what the card is saying, which is just to take a breath and just let go of it. And this really is a card of trust, and it's why am I doing this whole show with these particular cards? I have a lot of respect for Dr. Judith Orloff. She's got some fantastic books. She's an empath herself, and so she totally gets this. The whole concept of surrender is a very, very powerful thing. It was all about us letting go. It's all about us trusting that things are going to work out in the best possible way that they will. So it is having faith in a higher power, and trusting that there is a process that is unfolding and happening around us. And sometimes we just have to be patient and allow that to happen in the way that it's supposed to. Again, I'm going to read the card to you. It says, now is the time to be still and not act. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. And let's look at the artwork here. Again, a fascinating card. And again, it's focusing on your own power. Again, it's that thing of where we think power is taking action. Sometimes we think power is the misuse of power. But it's recognizing that you have this connection with your higher force, your higher being, whether it's God or Buddha, Jesus, whatever it is for you, or the universe. But recognizing we have this unique connection with our higher power, and that, soul, source, however again you want to describe it, however it works for you, realizing we have this connection and that we're part of this process. And when we start to realize that, we do start to find it easier to go, you know what, I'm just going to let this unfold the way that it's going to unfold. Because sometimes you push something a little bit and then it just gets weird. So it really is sometimes better to take no action. If I can give you a simple example, sometimes when people are wanting to goad you into a disagreement or a fight, they'll poke and they'll throw things out there and they'll try to get a reaction. And sometimes the most powerful reaction to people who are being like that is not to react. Just you do you. And it takes away that power of the person goading or trying to cause problems, because the whole thing that they're looking for is for you to react. And so when you don't, and you consciously make that choice, I'm not going to react to this, I'm just going to go along here, do my own thing, and you'll see the power of non-action. And also, it's people would say in negotiations and business and stuff like that, there is a time to say, this is our offer, this is what we're going with, and there is a time to just wait and be patient and let the other people come to you. And although this card is talking, I think, specifically in terms of relationships, I think it's also can be the case in business and work as well. Fascinating, the whole idea of non-action, especially when we're doing it consciously and making a choice to not to take any action. Interesting card. I hope you found some information or thoughts there that are inspirational and will stay with you after this video is over. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please go back and check the other previous episodes as well. It's a great thing about this particular show is that although each episode is not attached to a particular day, so you can watch them. You can binge watch them all if you want to. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will be back tomorrow.